Max is dead. Hello everybody, welcome to teamfortress.tv. This is my voice. I know, interesting to start off the cast. Today we are joining myself, Max. He's I'm sure he's here. He's just unaware that, he's got a voice box. Oh, I can hear him quietly. You there, Max?
My mic is currently dying.
Oh, his microphone is dying. But that doesn't matter because I've got David here who you can't hear, but I always hear him abusing me in my ear, telling me how much of a bad caster I am and to stop talking about Overwatch. But I continue to do so. We have got a fantastic video game today. We've got nameLess versus Lego, the upper bracket one, I believe. Is that right, David?
Bonjour.
Max, you're still quiet. Give me some words.
How about now?
Oh, that's perfect.
Perfect? Awesome. Yeah, nameLess versus Lego, as you just put it, upper bracket, round one. Last time these two teams played, what happened, War?
It was Lego that 6-0'd them. The maps tonight are Product, Gully, Badlands. They played Product and Reckoner last time. Reckoner was a bit of a snooze fest. Lego took Product 3-2, so yeah, they meet again on these three maps. It should be pretty. I'm very, very, very excited, as you can probably tell. But
can hear it in your voice, clear as day.
Everyone can. Yeah, it's going to be quite close.
Yeah, based off the previous results, I'd expect a close game. nameLess looking a bit shaky recently, although it looks like recently, they've picked it up. They have had some roster switch-ups. They do have Raymond on Medic. However, Perm is on demo. Is that correct? That's what it says on TFTV. That should be interesting.
No, it's Spudd.
Okay.
DavidTheWin, once again, not doing his job correctly, like always. Just doesn't update these things.
Thank God, because Spudd is a camera MVP. I love watching him play, and Perm would probably be trash.
Hey, Perm played yesterday. He was alright, to be honest, but yesterday they did play against an absolutely trash tier Crowns team, if I am honest. They were absolutely diabolical, and it was an absolute walk for nameLess, even with Permzilla. So yeah, even if he was playing well, obviously it would be a massive downgrade for today, I will admit, because Lego are by and far a better team. They currently sit second. Hopefully we get the game that I am looking forward to, because they are really, really, I kind of think that they can win it.
Yeah, they've played together for a really long time now. They've had some shaky moments, but I think the team friendship is coming through, and they've had the roster change then for Demol. Looks to be definitely working out for them. You can't really argue with the results. And I'm not sure who I've got pegged to win this one. I do think we're going to have a close game. I think Product will be a really good start. Nice, clean action. But I think Lego will take that, and Gullywash is, I don't know, it depends who's better at pushing or holding second. That's what it always comes down to with nameLess.
Yeah, I think the problem is the nameLess have had a bit of, they've had the swap. If DavidTheWinner can bring up the stats, the numbers on the screen, so then we can get a good look at the I don't know who I want to look at first. Surprise me, David. Surprise me. I can work with anything that you throw at me. I didn't want that, David. Jesus Christ, you don't listen. You're just ruining these casts every time. But yeah, we've got Lego up first now. This is, as you said, team friendship mainly, because they've been around as a tight group for quite a while now, and they've been performing very, very well. I think one of the last games that I casted, which was versus Crowns, it was actually Happy Farmers. They absolutely annihilated them, and really did sort of show a lot of teamwork. I'd imagine that they're keening it up as well, and they've got Dr. Phil and Josh, who are probably very, very good vocal main callers that this sort of the team needs, and they have the good Sorex, not the bad Sorex. So they've got they've got the good version, and Eisen as well. They're both really good, capable scouts. They're probably not as strong as some others. So I think maybe comparing, they might be sort of I think Eisen will probably be the weaker one. Zen as well. I mean, he's been pretty good so far on Roma this season, actually. So he's not sort of performing too poorly. It remains to be seen if he's better than Demul or not. Some people don't believe that, and will never believe that. But those people are idiots.
Demul's a powerhouse. You want every 1v1. Zen's a smart player. I played with him last season. I got to know that. Like, the kid knows what he's doing, and like him and Josh together, some pretty aggressive solis with a lot of talent. Like, it may not matter so much that Izon and Sorex might be behind other scouts because they have these great solis that can make a lot of room. And Dr. Phil, oh my god, my mind, man. Dr. Phil hits them pills, and he can also just completely like take over a fight. So like they're definitely set up well to win the day.
Yeah. Throw me up some nameless ones. Oh,
transition.
That's a good transition. It's one of my favourites. The goal, the Venetian blinds, the wipe. So these ones are sort of looking a little bit more promising. So they're pretty much in the top 10 of all the respective areas. They have swapped back to the original lineup. They obviously had DreamHack. They swapped Captain and Stark around. That has now been reverted, and they've dropped Permzilla, who also dropped too many Ubers, and they replaced him with Raymond. They've turned it around quite a bit, I feel. Stark going back onto Scout as being the real sort of talking point for me, because he's just absolutely insane. I was talking with Sideshow about it last night, and it was just absolutely insane, and how much he was just tearing Crowns apart with just trying to disorganize their team by forcing people to chase them behind and stuff like that. I don't think Lego will fall for it as that much, because they seem to be more of a coordinated team, but it will definitely still cause a problem regardless, and the team played around that quite a bit now. Can you bring me a head-to-head Spudd and Dr. Pillip? Transitions again. Oh, look at that.
Wasn't this time? Oh, there's...
I didn't mean Captain and Spudd.
Captain and Dr. Phil. Demo to Pocket Stats, they're actually
Jesus Christ,
really
David.
comparable.
David, you should have known these things. I'm just trying to test you to see if you're on the ball. Oh, okay, so we've got Spudd versus Condom here, so...
What are these stats?
These are some interesting stats. I have to say that Spudd's heals per minute is just not very good. He really needs to step up the medic. Although it was Condom's damage per minute, which was a whopping 36.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Oh.
These ones are... these stats are quite questionable.
I think Izon versus Raymond is pretty interesting there at the bottom. Raymond's bars don't really go out that far, but Izon's go way further than his.
Yeah, there's I've got someone that doesn't go out that far either, but I won't talk about that. But yeah, it's I would say that with these stats and the organisation of them, they can't really sort of tell anything. Even I'm confused now, and that's not that hard.
We don't even have staff, but someone is fired from TFTV tonight. This is an abysmal job.
Apparently you have to blame TurboTab, so I've cut him.
Rest in peace.
With a Stanley knife for his petulance, but okay. Never mind, we can't look at the player ones unless we want to have them poorly laid out.
Yeah, we can meticulously sit here and like match them up ourselves, like Captain to Josh, but that's just too hard.
Yeah, I'm actually writing with...
Just look at their faces.
I'm actually using a pen.
Josh is about to break someone's neck. He's so mean.
He is. That is a man that is filled with hate.
I think all Lego have won.
All stats from the last 10 days. Highest ranked player Sorex. Team KD 1. Team damage per minute 1,372.
Couldn't get the fight at the... Oh no, it doesn't even work. It's a 7. Ignore.
F2's in there as well. That's a throwback. He doesn't play video games anymore, I don't think. But yeah, it's...
Nameless is so happy.
Yeah, Nameless is... this one's wrong as well.
Look at Huffy trying to look ripped.
Oh, no, yeah, that's fine. Team KD 1.3, highest ranked player, Hafical. Oh, look at that little bio. Lego don't get a bio. They're not good enough. They're not respectful enough to get their own bio, so they just have to make do with nothing.
Stark's complexion, he pretty much fits in with like the backdrop, along with Drac and Perm as well. Actually, some pale gamers.
Yeah, it really does look like that they've just stuck some eyes and nose and a mouth to like a wall. You know, if it wasn't for the shadows, you wouldn't have really noticed them. You'd be like, oh my goodness, I can only look at Captain. Isn't he a cute little guy? I want to pinch his big cheeks.
Look at Huffy trying to flex his arms, show off his guns.
he's you can tell that he's actually put his hand underneath the arm and sort of pushing it out a bit to make it look like he's got a bit of a bicep. I do that every time, to be honest, but it still doesn't do anything, so I can't lift them. But back onto, I believe, the video game that is meant to be playing between these two. I don't know how long we've got left until we have the game starting. And moving away, we don't have a server.
Don't even have a server. None of the stats work.
Typical Prem game. When they it's probably going to be on Lego server, so then they've got fancy green text. Oh, never mind then. David's just interrupted me and thrown me off, and I don't even know what I was going to say now.
They're not playing on Lego server. It's Captain, so you can have 3 ping.
Oh yeah. I think Lego always sort of do the thing though, where they go for about 5 or 6 servers.
Oh yeah.
And they try and sort of, is this okay? Is this okay? And then they'll just force you to play on their server just so they can post that crappy Denmark flag all the time. It's like, you're not even Danish anymore.
That was like 6 seasons ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. You don't even want to be remembered for that time, because that was when you were absolutely terrible and you just lost every season of Prem all the time.
They won to 1.
Yeah, that's it just happened. It was just a regular thing. They were too bad for Prem, but apparently too good for High as well, but I don't believe in that either. I think so the third map as well is Badlands. So Gollywash, as you were saying, I think, let's have a prediction. Map 1 product, I think, I would say maybe for me, Eisen was really good when he played against them on Sniper, I think, as well. And previously, there's actually been a few times where he's actually proper slammed people. And I think it's when Zen then goes onto Scout as well. So I'm going to have to give the first one to Viaduct. What about you?
I've not seen Lego play Viaduct, so I can't really pick it off that. I can only base it off like previously how I've seen nameLess play it and how good I know Eisen is on Sniper. I think recently they've kind of picked up the slack, but in the past, they were really shaky on it, especially DreamHack, until like the last day, where they won right before they were told to leave the venue. They were looking good there, but before that, but it was with a different roster, so I'm going to have to go with when they were looking shaky, and I think I'm going to agree with you. Give it to Lego.
Yeah, I was previously going to say about how they had revitalized when they picked up Raymond, because it's added some more confidence in the pocket, but this is sort of like the first real test, I feel, for nameLess on whether or not this shake-up is actually going to be proving them and hopefully giving them the boost that they'll need going into I-58, which is just like over a month away. We are almost there. Anyway, map 2, as you were saying, on Gollywash, it's I think, and I would have to agree, that nameLess probably have a bit of an advantage, because it really does sort of favour them in terms of the slow, meticulous play that they're pretty much famous for. However, with this roster change, I don't know if they will sort of continue to do that, because one of the previous problems is when Cadus left, they then started to play this incredibly slow play style, which, well, was I'm pretty sure everybody was and will remember the Reckoner games where they successfully just did nothing at all forever. So I would say that this would probably be nameLess's. I would like to say it's like, I hope it's still exciting though, but I think they've got the second map.
The second map's probably just going to be Drac watching lower as it is the whole time. And then even if they try to push into him, they'll just turn God Mode on and get like a 2k, or they'll bait you with like a Spudd sticky trap. Or if you try to push into him on choke, it's like you're running into Captain, which is never easy. So it's like why they're so good, but the problem is they're not really that great at getting themselves out of the situation as well. So they just end up recycling over and over again until they get, the 6-man wipe, then they'll take mid. But it seems to work for them. Teams just give up. They just try, and then they fail.
Having said all that, the last time that they did play Perilous on Gullywash when they met up during ETF2L, and they did take it from them, and they did seem a lot better, and there wasn't really many moments of the standard passive play style. So having said that, I just remember that now, they had some incredibly good mids. It was reminiscent of the old Broder, where they would just wipe somebody on mid and then they would just relentlessly push them all the way back down to their last, and just completely wipe it in quick succession. But that was a bit of a weird game because Perilous had Demol, who was naturally just trying his best to be bad at video games, so I can imagine he wasn't trying very hard anyway. But yeah, I think nameLess will have that. The third map being Badlands, so if it does go to map 3, we've got the good old traditional Badlands map. Now last night, this is I think it was a very, very quick 5-0 for nameLess against Crowns. Obviously Crowns actually, that's too close to call. I don't think I could really call that. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I think generally in the past, nameLess have been pretty strong on it, and just thinking about how the team and how the mids could go down, like I can really easily see Spudd just taking over like a middle, and just from there nameLess not always having the ground and Lego not really being able to stop them. But that depends on the momentum that they build up in the first 2 maps. But yeah, I think I'm gonna, if it goes to a map 3, I'll give it to nameLess, but it's if it gets there, I'm not sure. I could really easily see Lego getting a 3-1 on product, and then maybe that just sort of carries over to Gully and then ends.
Yeah, I think it really does depend on how the first 2 map goes, but if it does go to a map 3, I can imagine that the third map would actually be very, very close regardless, and by that point hopefully I'll have you'll probably be able to pinpoint which team looks stronger. I think it's just going to be, hopefully it's going to be good. I really do feel like it's going to be a good game because this season has actually been kind of close. Ignoring the early Perilous dominance, the changes in roster that have happened to sort of try and catch them up from nameLess, and Lego have been doing a very good job and consistent throughout the season. When they did play against Perilous, it was a close loss, so hopefully this will certainly be very, very good, and I imagine that Lego would incredibly keen it up, if I'm honest.
Yeah, they're definitely capable of doing so, and they've got some really smart players. Condom's pretty intelligent, when it comes to the game. Dr. Phil's madman, and Josh is the caller, has been for a long time. I'm sure he knows how his people do it, and that's another big advantage because they've played for so long. They just sort of instinctively know how they're going to do, and they can really play off each other well in team fights. So I'm sure nameLess have that thing, but it's really rigorous strats. But it's the brotherly love in Lego. They kind of just, after playing for so long and they mix together all the time as well, you just kind of get used to how people play.
Yeah, basically what you're saying is that they need more friends.
Yeah, friendship wins all.
A look at the PCW results from these guys today. Let's have a look. So it looks like Lego played Perilous on Gullywash, and it was 3-3 for their first warm-up. They played Viaduct, in which they lost 2-0. So I can imagine that was just cut in half because of time, or nope. Yeah. They got absolutely smashed. So the first go they lost 3-0. The second go they've lost 2-0. But they tied up on Gully. On nameLess they played Bags' 5, I think it is.
Bags' 5. Yeah,
they lost 3-1. No, sorry, they won 3-1 on Viaduct. And they warmed up on Badlands as well, which they won 4-1. So not as convincing as you'd imagine it to be, but they did both have some pretty decent warm-ups regardless.
I think Lego definitely got the better one, though, against Perilous. No offense to Bags of 5, but that's a lot of places between those names.
Yeah, I guess so. But even so, it might be a bit dodgy that they did lose product over 2 goes on it. But I can imagine that to be honest, Perilous seemed to really have Viaduct nailed down to a T. So it is definitely one of their stronger maps that I've seen from them anyway. So who knows as to what that's going to bring when they actually have to play it later on.
We're currently loaded into Gully. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they don't care. They have no respect for the rules, and this is why TF2 is not an esport yet.
That is competitive integrity out the window. They don't care about their own map order. Disappointing. The only word I can say.
Everything died on my internet.
Oh, okay. You're fine now. You've been reanimated.
That's fine.
Just talking about
I'm
how
happy about that.
Competitive integrity is lost, and this is the dark ages of TF2.
Yeah. See, if you can't follow rules, how are you meant to be able to? Well, how are these players meant to be able to follow 5 years, 5-year contracts to play the game? You know.
Exactly. All builds off of each other. Well, with WARHURYEAH first, that's the exciting map 1 to get everyone's blood pumping kind of out the way. Like, it's a different feel starting on like a 5CP map than it is a Koth map. Because you can kind of get into the 5CP groove, and then you're playing like a different game type. You got to think about the game like slightly differently.
Yes, this is going to be. I don't know. I don't know why they just didn't play product first. That would have really helped Lego, I feel.
Yeah.
Because it's a map that really does sort of suit them, especially as they won on it. But maybe they're just confident in their WARHURYEAH anyway. If that's the case, I mean, I guess this game, I don't know, it is too close, and it's kind of difficult to really sort of guess as to what version of nameless you're going to get. Hopefully we get the good version. If it isn't the good version, and if it is sort of like the choking version, then I think this could actually go 2-0 to Lego. I really do feel like Lego could win Viaduct regardless, but we have to wait and see. I think maybe the key players for them is going to be pretty much the combo on Raymond and Captain, because they're very, very important, and that was sort of one of the real issues before like this whole choking period from nameless happened, is that their combo was just very, very slow compared to others. They looked very clueless when they were pushing into last and stuff like that. Now Cadus is apparently actively coaching, obviously not calling in game because he can't, that would be illegal. That hopefully these, they'll have what they need to turn it around to become a little bit more dominant in the combo. The problem is that you've got Josh and Condom, who are very, very, very good, and Josh is a very good main caller as well.
He can be incredibly vocal, but I think if anything, like nameless have shown one thing, even if like when they're choking, generally online, they can usually, kind of hold it together and remain calm. Whereas in the past, Lego have been prone to like just complete tilt from like their entire combo. It does seem like recently it's been kind of the reverse. It could still, happen anytime. Like nameless have been in this position more times than Lego. Like this is their first playoffs, right? They've always been denied it. It's finally their chance to show up.
Yeah, we have all 12 players on the server, so we're going to get started very, very shortly. This is going to be a blast of a game, hopefully. I'm excited. I'm sure everybody... they readied up and then they unreadied. A bunch of teasers. They can't do this to me.
It's so funny every time.
Oh, yeah, isn't it? You just love it. It's like, you little trickster, you.
Oh, it never gets old.
Oh, what a joke that is. But yeah, now we just need to wait for these people to actually press the ready button, and then we can get started. No, probably there's going to be no surprise that one of the players have gone for an emergency piss or a 30-minute dog walk. Yeah, you see he's back now though. You might need another one.
It's going to be one of those things. Let's see, yeah. Need some cereals. I haven't eaten all day. I'm going to play like trash.
Alright, we're ready in. We're going in. This is it. We're going live.
This is it. We are live with your ETF2L Season 24 Upper Bracket Round 1 with your teams nameless in the blue, Lego in the red. This is going to be your first middle. I'm going to watch big boy Spudd as he's going to arrive at this middle through the choke, trying to get some early damage, and he's getting rushed by a scout. Zen has chosen to play in the drop down area. Spudd going quite weak. Should be going down. Yes, Zen does pick him up while Josh takes down Drac as well. Raymond finds one pick onto Zen, but the numbers are really low for nameless, and Lego with all the positioning going to force the scouts and the medic out and take this your first middle. Yeah,
Josh is actually behind him already in lower lobby. He's taken a 1v1 versus Stark. Raymond is incredibly weak with 55 HP and does take him out as well, and it's just Stark versus the world. But the world wins because that's a planet and Stark is just an online character. And that is that was really, really dominant from Lego at the very start. They had such a good early position. I was really surprised. They were just so much quicker, and they had everybody in set positions already. I don't know what happened, because it looked like both Stark and Hafikal were just still sitting in their valley, which isn't the most optimal thing to give it pie ground straight away, but they did anyway.
It doesn't matter now, the Uber's going to be used. Pyro to deny it as hard as he can. He does buy a lot of time, but the scout does get in. They need to focus down the sentry, which they do. All the heavies on the left and the scouts on the right. Solly's finally meeting up with them, forcing Captain back in the spawn. The point's clear, they need to sacrifice for the sticky. Sorex is the one that does the job. Soldiers trying to get onto it, but they can't quite do it. Condom is really low with his pocket of Josh. nameLess managed to hold the last point.
Yeah, that's sort of I did a review of the Perilous versus nameLess game on Gullywash, and one of the incredibly key things was killing Spudd in water behind the point. And it was Perilous had like a couple of fail pushes, and then every single time they just made sure they take him out first, and they just took a little bit too long, I feel, for my liking. You don't need a suicide for him. I feel that you have to kill him, and that's it. If you suicide for the stickies, he's still alive and can still contest it. But now...
Oh no, this is disastrous. The Uber's going to be forced as they get caught and dropped down. Zendi gets taken down, but he did so much damage, and the Uber's about to fade. Soldier's trying to take position, but there's a back cap happening. And actions all over the map. It looks like the combo's trapped in this big door area. Uber finally used from Condom onto Dr. Phil. Izon goes down in all of this mess. Sorex picks up Spudd. They're still trying to cap mid. Raymond and Stark on the point. Sorex just finishing everyone off, however, but Stark does kill Condom and Phil and Sorex as well. What the hell? Zen finishes him off in the end, but Stark did his damage. Josh hiding above the air, and Raymond just drops down and Uber saws him. Easy.
Yeah, that was pretty dirty, and for somehow, like, some reason... Oh goodness, he's absolutely... He's given a good injection of AIDS with that, I can tell. But I don't know... Like, it looked really good for nameLess at the start, especially when Stark got a 3k, and... I don't know, somehow they just weren't able to take it. Lego had this really awkward positioning where they're all in Valley, and it just looked like they had loads of nameLess players around them. So it went from like a really awkward initial Uber from nameLess into another awkward Uber from Lego into an awkward scenario where Stark kills 3 people but they still don't win. That is nuts.
We have this exciting position now. Although it looks like nameLess don't want to hold on their second for an hour anymore. Uber in on Captain, he's trying to jump straight in, gets on to choke. Forces them out. We do have Zen in the air, but he gets finished off. Izon trying to peek through the choke area, but they're not going to let him do it. They're spamming onto him. Uber is going to be used, however. Sorex takes off Captain instantly. Dr. Phil jumping across the point, getting some good damage on Raymond. Actually picks him off. Stark in the flank trying to get his stuff going. Josh and then peeking at each other. Dodges an arrow. Stark is just distracting, buying so much time for his team. And now Drax behind. Izon does pick him off with a headshot in the end. Drac trying to fight them in drop down, gets caught out. He's completely out of the fight. Haffy's just going to run in though, gets onto Condom, finishes him off right in front of everyone's face. He looks onto Dr. Phil, but he can't quite find him. But it should be Lego dominant in the end.
That was a good Uber out from Lego as well, getting 2 incredibly quick frags. But as you mentioned about the whole hour wait before pushing, this is an incredibly fast-paced Gullywash, especially as it's Gullywash and it's nameLess. Like, this is normally incredibly slow. Dr. Phil's on the floor and he looks like he's going to get possibly caught out, but he does slowly back away. Josh goes for some sort of suicide play to hopefully try and kill Raymond, so they have an Uber advantage, but it doesn't work out. And they have a sniper, so I guess they're pretty much happy to just sack a soldier, as it's going to be quite difficult for nameLess to push out on this anyway. But hopefully they'll try. They've been doing it really well so far, but...
Strax has 9 kills. It's pretty huge. Obviously showing how fast-paced this game is. That one scout going pretty ham, doing so much work in team fights already. But now it does look like we have our traditional nameLess second hold. Drax watching lower door because it's his favorite thing to do. We do have Izon on sniper though. It's pretty... I don't know how I feel about this because it's kind of hard to get sight lines. I don't know, what's your take on the sniper in this position?
It's really, really good on Gullywash pretty much throughout the whole map, to be honest. But the problem is that it forces your team to be incredibly defensive. Sorex looks like he's going to go in. I don't know if they're just going to take an Uber trade or if they're just going to go in and try and take the ground. And it looks like they are, so this is actually pretty ballsy. They do lose Sorex for it. However, they do have a better Uber on this. They've only had to multi it twice. Dr. Phil is in choke and he's been blocked off by Sticky, so that has pretty much put a stop to that push. But it's a brave attempt from Lego, to be honest.
Captain tried to chase and choke, and Dr. Phil had the stickies ready. He launched him up really high in the air. He almost died to that 4 damage, but Raymond had the arrow ready for him.
Stark's gone sniper as well, so we've got a nice 1v1 sniper joust. Izon, I think, is going to get onto the metal fence. Yes, he is. I don't know if Stark is aware of his location, but he falls down. What an idiot. There was even a crunch as well, so he's got 2 broken legs as well. He can't possibly recover from that in any way.
I think they did see him there, pocket spamming through choke. They're not now. They definitely know they don't want to give him any sightline. You can see they're all on this like far right side. No one really wants to peek. He's going to rely on Phil, maybe getting some sticky spam on someone trying to peek, but neither team really wants to show themselves. It's just Izon versus Stark. I think one's going to try and rotate to get a different pick, maybe, or someone's just going to run in.
I think it's just a case of trying to force an error on the other team's behalf when you're running sniper. Somebody always you're sort of crossing between these two minds of either meeting the sniper just to sort of deny him the space and moving forward, or actually just taking him straight up on a 1v1. Stark does peek out, Zen's there to sort of spam him with some rockets, but it pretty much amounts to nothing as we once again to view this lovely slow-paced game that is perfect for my voice. But Izon just gets picked by Stark and Choke. He was sitting on the metal fence, but it was looking in the wrong direction, the silly goose.
Let's see if this leads to any aggression. Captain is looking through this choke area on top of 8 stickies there. Doesn't realize just in time. However, with Stark on sniper, the push-out's a little bit harder, and it looks like they think they've taken too much time. Izon's going to be spawning soon. Josh gets launched forward there, nothing really comes of that. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna... nothing's really gonna come of it. They don't really fancy taking that situation. Just one little pick.
I think they should just do the same thing with Sorex on mid, just take him in solo Uber. Because it'll be really good with a sniper anyway. You're guaranteed to get him to pop in just a sniper, which isn't anything that you want. And you can just transfer it over to a soldier, so you can make the multi and then you have a small advantage for the next fight. But Josh looks like he's trying to sort of inch his way in. He's sort of like prepared for it, and they go for it. He doesn't get the initial rocket on off Raymond, but they do multi-Uber as well. But Captain does give him a pop to the face, so then he can't get out. So he's forced to go up top behind, and it's just him versus everybody, and he does get taken out, unfortunately. So it was a good attempt by Lego, but yeah, there's 3 minutes and 50 seconds on his round time. Is it going to reset? That'll be a treat. Stark is now moving quite aggressively into Lob, where she just went lower, but he was pushing out big door to see if he can get any headshots. But even with this player advantage, nameLess are still reluctant to even start going forward.
Yeah, they do have a quick 10% Uber advantage. Not really much to play off, but it could be something if they do decide to go in. Although if the pass is to show us anything, they probably won't. This is their ultimate position. Drax watching lower, Spudd's got his stickies, the rest of the team's watching choke. Stark hits a nice headshot on Josh there. That might open something up from either team. Maybe Lego might just go in eventually next time Josh spawns. Like you said, 3 minutes left. It's ticking down, especially with 0-0. A round reset's pretty good for nameLess, you know? Another chance to get at mid.
Yeah, I think this is still sort of... Rip.
Okay, then Stark just dies to some stickies. This could definitely be the time for Lego to push in if they so want.
Yeah, I think they're more inclined to sort of push in with a player advantage than nameLess is, which is
yeah, Josh is coming in now. Yeah. Uber's going to be used onto him. He needs to split his damage, and he gets onto Raymond! Oh my god! Just destroys him. Easy pick now, Lego. Off of that, they're going to look to focus Happy Cool here. He's still alive. Big Rocket knocks them all up into the air. They're taking so much damage. Condon's going to go down. nameLess are managing to turn this one around. Spudd. Oh my god! Huge pipe onto Izon. Gets taken down by a rocket from Zen, who runs into Drac and Choke, finishes him off. nameLess, oh my god, conquered that fight. Lego just put their hands up in the air and waved at themselves. Lego came and got just fucked up.
What is happening in your background? Are you dropping everything that's near you? Was that just too exciting for you to handle?
I was flailing my arms like a madman, dude. There's huge shots left and right.
But yeah, Lego lost that by just having poor position. They were still sort of hanging around in choke. They just need to try and just force the issue, just get on top of the point as quick as possible and just take the high ground. Now it's nameLess that are actually pushing into Lego second, a complete role reversal, and even though the Ubers are actually quite equal, they're still sort of forcing the issue even more. Spudd gets 2 frags, which is going to be absolutely incredible, and hopefully with the third as well they can maybe even, I would imagine, try to get a force onto Condom or a drop, because they do have like a player advantage, and I would like them to sort of be aggressive and use that, but it looks like they are opting to not do that.
Yeah, in the middle of the fight, Captain had like a really good bomb, and it landed in the enemy's lobby and got some good damage. He tried to pick off Condom, but he couldn't quite get it, and I think really with their positions that they had and having no pocket, they were a bit reluctant. But I think they could have definitely taken some more room, like even with the plane on the
Spy. This is it. This is the National Geographic Channel. We're watching the wild spy in his natural habitat on Big Door and being invisible. I don't know if he's what he's going to opt for going for. Is he? They're being very, very defensive. This is sort of like surely going to make it incredibly obvious.
Yeah, the Lego players are pretty far forward as well.
What a noob! He's just literally walked whilst he was still disguised, and he just ran out all of his cloak, and now he's only got half. Has he not been watching Stabby Stabby's stream?
This
like,
kid
Jesus Christ.
doesn't know anything. He's going to take so long to get in position at this rate, especially with like the Lego players up forward. They can just block him, spam, and it's so hard for him to get in. Almost eats a rocket right there. See Zen. He's in the stead.
This is it. Oh, he jukes around, but Izon does actually. It's Sorex that kills him and absolutely destroys him with a fantastic meat shot. But Draken Drak is moving quite up front on Riverside. There's 2 down for Lego, so maybe that was the long play. They actually managed to get a 2-for-1 by using a spy instead of just a regular 1-for-1. Drak goes in to try and get onto Condom. He's actually got really good health, and he does actually force the Uber from Condom, who was just down to 17 HP. And look at nameLess, they are running away. They're like, come at me, bro. Try and get through these small little doors without an Uber. You're going to get smashed in the face, son. And that is not what Lego are going to be doing. They're going to be very, very defensive. And now it's a full Uber advantage to push into last.
Yeah, all off the back of Drak's huge fat daddy force. Just jumps right into all of their faces and connects some clean rockets to get it out of him. And it's just left them in the same position that they're in. But now with a full Uber deficit, they're really going to have to hold. They're going to be banking on this NG. The question is, how will nameLess look to push this one? They should be going straight in. Josh on is the first frag of this one. They do have the heavy and the sentry. Which one are they going to focus? They're going to nuke that sentry down. There's no stickies on the point. They can start to play it. They just need to focus eyes on. He's hid in secret. Dr. Phil's trying to spam as much damage as he can on the point. But it doesn't matter. They're just losing all of their players. And they're going to lose the first round as well.
Yeah, that was, 13 minutes? Or my HUD's broken, actually. Maybe that is 13 minutes.
Yeah, it was 13 minutes, dude.
It's still broken, though. Oh no, it's fixed itself now. That's fine. But yeah, that was really, really good from nameLess. They did play the whole thing very patiently, but it's obviously worked out in the end, and they got the round. It's a little bit suspect as to why Josh died so fast on Riverside, and why they didn't have a pyro as well. It buys you so much time, but we're on another mid. Lego once again seeming like they have the better position, but is now nameLess seem to be finally understanding how to play Gully Wash middle, as everybody on Lego is all bunched up now. Josh does go in to try and kill Hathical. Doesn't get him, but he does get finished off by Eisen. Captain and Drak both plow over the point, and it is going to be a nice cleanup from nameLess.
We do have Sorex trying to make an attempt here, going onto the medic, and Drak's going to just slam him out of the air. That's a decisive middle there for the nameLess boys. Spudd's already pushing forward, trying to make his mark. He's going to cap second and put some stickies on the doors, make sure none of the Legos run into him, but they won't because they're already setting up on last. The NG already there.
Yeah, this is really good, and props to Spudd from actually moving forward and just making sure that everything's all stickied up and start moving. Like quite a few times previously on their Gully Wash maps, they've been sort of quite slow in transitioning and allowing like teams to sort of get a free force or like someone to go aggressive on them, but this isn't the case. Lego are going for a no pyro defense this time again. They've opted to just build a sentry, and
the sentry's already low with spam. It's pretty much dead as the Uber comes in. Happy and Captain are going to be the ones to take this. They're going to try and get onto the Lego players now. Focusing down Izon, taking quite a while to kill him. Dr. Phil's trying to sticky up the point, and it doesn't matter. All the heavies are just getting knocked down by Captain and Drak. So much damage coming from them, getting all the kills. Condom get the clutch Uber though, trying to block the point for as long as possible, but he might just be delaying the inevitable Happy, and Raymond now going to try and fight against Condom. And Sorex, can they do it? Raymond's got the swords out. Huffy manages to get the shots, and they're going to cap it out 2-0. Really quick round after that first one.
Dr. Phil was hiding in secret, and I'm like, that is just a very, very PugChamp play, to be honest. Like, it is too risky to do that, because just you're literally focusing, and it basically, if a scout comes to you from the left side and you blow your sticks, then that's it. That's all that happens, and that is what happens. And all the sticks were off the point, and he had to sort of just commit to it and kill himself. But Drak jumps really, really high and does die to the full damage. It is now Captain that's going to be dropping down through lower as well, and it is now 5 people versus 2.
Let's see if Spudd and Raymond can get out of here. He's trying to keep his medic alive. Whoa, one nice pipe there to take down Josh and Sorex. However, Raymond and Spudd are going to go down. Izon with the clean kills onto them. They're already capping second. Zen is left to cap middle. They've already got their pressure nice and forward.
He's doing it. Look at that patience.
Sticky's right in front of him. Do you think he's just going to walk over?
He does not care. They're not mines.
Oh,
what
runs
the hell?
right into Zen. That's so unfortunate. Oh, is he going to get out? No.
Oh, what a juke master.
Oh my god, he's still alive!
What the hell? Oh my goodness.
No fucking way!
Oh my
That's
absolute
so
god.
Dumb. Zen. What was that, my man? Stark should not be alive. That was completely ridiculous. Bet Lego do still have full Uber. They have Huffy the Pyro. He's going to try and stop it. Runs right into Condom, pretty much negating this entire Uber. Phil caught alone. Condom does manage to save him with that Uber leash, though. Stark getting focused on Heavy. Gonna have to run back into spawn. The Nameless boys are going to come out and meet Lego right now. As Josh tries to get onto the point, but he's just going to get sticky down by Spudd. Some Scout's going to try and make a play for the point, but they can't really get anything going. Condom's been left alone here. He's going to bait his Scout, trying to get out. Sorek's going to get caught. Eyes on dice to the dunk of Spudd. Is that under, trying to make a play. Get out of here. Sorek's going down. Huffy's going to finish Venom off. And another decisive last hold for Nameless.
Yeah, again, it's, they're... I can't help but think, I think it was Sorex that they were met by Haffical in main, and Haffical just went behind him, but Sorex just turned around to try and just kill Haffical. He's like, he was 10 HP, he's a useless frag, it's not going to help, just go forward and just... They really have to kill Spudd on the point, because I'm pretty sure that's the second time now that he stayed alive throughout the whole thing, and he was able to do so much work with stickers on point. Josh gets taken out straight away as well, probably just to try and get a force onto Nameless, but it doesn't work out for him, and now it's just going to be a more efficient push from Nameless, I think we'll see.
Yeah, they're trying to take it in through Big Door. Captain and Huffy going to be pushing this one pretty aggressively. They've got the Uber advantage. It's going to get used on. Huffy's going to take down Phil and Sorex. Really clean shots from him there. He's trying to get onto Condom, but he's getting blocked by Izon. Huge juggle from him. Captain with the follow-up, though, gets the direct onto Izon. Condom has gone down as well. Raymond in on his own, finishes off Josh. Oh, but Izon gets the final shot on him. However, Nameless have capped second, and they're in a really good position to try and take this last. Lego need to get back as quick as possible. Zen doesn't really have good HP. Drak and Spudd are trying to make a play. Stark distraction on the right side. Drak does bomb in, but he can't really find anything, and his team's just going to be left out on second.
Yeah, Izon did a really good job then. He literally just, pulled down his trousers and pants and just whipped out his meat and hit him with it. It was a strong showing, good shots either way, and now Lego is sort of doing quite the brave thing, because they do realise that they are behind in this map and they just need to start forcing the issue and just go for these plays, because they can't afford to be holding back on last for another 10 minutes, but Stark is able to kill Izon, but isn't able to take 2-on-1 and does lose to Sorex, and it is a healthy advantage for Lego, and it would be interesting to see what they're going to do to try and push out from last. It is notoriously difficult. Sorex is sort of pushing his way out on top to see if he can get captain or any other frags, but at the moment it's just Lego just trying to peek out just to see if they can create anything.
They're taking so long though, they're losing this big Uber advantage that they've had. Like 5v5 with an Uber is a pretty different 5 to a regular 5v5. Do you think they could have taken this at any point, or do you think it's pretty good that they're stalling like this?
They can't stall. Like, the thing is that now Stark's gone sniper, they've allowed Nameless to have a more solid hold in second. Nameless don't need to push. They probably won't push to last because there's just no point. They're just going to play around their sniper. He gets a pick as well, so now this is just going to force Lego back.
It was 22 seconds that they had an Uber advantage and just didn't do anything with it. All they've done is moved back to last after Zen got picked by Stark, who just gets nuked from a sticky and a meat shot. Now Lego are going to keep trying to push out, but Josh gets annihilated himself, and the scouts almost die. They go down to 10 HP a pop. Nameless, they're so dominant right now. All the damage coming out. They're not done.
To try and get in, almost tries to get a free force. Isn't unfortunately able to convert that earlier damage into a frag, but again, it's now back down to 5v5, and Lego need to actually just, I feel, go balls deep. Because if they just keep on letting and playing it into Nameless's hand, they're going to lose anyway. And you can't sort of... It's going to be difficult to force a defensive team to make a mistake. Like, these guys have now set themselves up, so it's impossible for them to make any mistakes at all, unless like a player from Lego overcommits onto him. And that's happening now because Sorex is trying to chase down Spudd onto mid, and he gets taken out with a beautiful pipe.
Spudd is not to be fucked around with. That's pretty much what he was saying there. He was hanging back in Big Door looking after his trap. Sorex tries to call him out on it, and he just gets annihilated by his DM anyway. But Nameless haven't done that much off these player advantages yet. They've usually just, used it as time to set up Stark for another headshot. Maybe that will cue the push. all they're doing is just slowly taking this ground back, and then they'll happily give it up again because it just runs down this clock. We're on 9 minutes, and the closer it ticks down to 0, the more nameLess's victory is secured.
Yeah, it's not looking good for LEGO at the moment. They're actually doing a nameLess, where they just sort of seem to be incredibly afraid of pushing out, which I guess is understandable in some ways. I mean, it is a best of 3 for starters, so you know they'll still have the I would imagine their favorited map after this anyway, although they did lose completely to Perilous before. This was the one I didn't pick, David. Oh, okay, yeah, so they'll be fine. I mean,
Josh,
he's been getting picked out like at the start of, before any of these engagement happens. He's like really overextending, but I guess it's just sort of the frustration of trying to force something to happen. I mean, I can imagine that this is very frustrating for LEGO, but like just losing one player isn't doing your team any favors. You just have to go in, bite the bullet, and just go for the Uber versus Uber trade and just hope it works out for you now. I mean, that like the advantage they have is nameLess is all bunched up in lobbies, so if they try to take it out with a solo Uber, they'll make them multi at the very least, and then they can work on from there, but they're not even opting to do that.
They were doing this stuff earlier, like with their pushes out from middle and such. They were just, Ubering their scouts and then going for it. We have an off-class battle going on in Suez, though. Izon manages to take down Stark. Will the rest of his team be pushing out? Josh finally gets Ubered. The LEGO boys finally use it, but it's going to get nothing. nameLess already run away. Josh tries to make something with it. Jumps Happy Cool. He's going to get knocked around all over second. And Raymond still hasn't been touched. Josh is going to get cleaned up. It's pretty much all for nothing. Jack kind of forward in lobby, but he's just going to jump away. LEGO now with 1 number down. No position to push. Already back on last. Izon's building a sentry.
Yeah, it's this is going to be very, very dire for LEGO. I don't know why they're still not running a Pyro, though. I really don't understand that. Sorex is now just trying to take on Stark in lower lobby, but Stark has the health pack to work with, and it is on his team, so he's able to get that and able to keep himself alive.
Fat force from Phil there. They're going to try and make something with this Uber. The sentry gun has taken a while to die. No one's really focusing it. They're trying to kill the players, but it's not happening because Dr. Phil's just killing all of them, taking everyone down, and with that, LEGO finally have something to push off of. 4 people down. Please.
Oh, Drac is in D. Oh, he tried it. Bless him. He tried to get up to the top, but oh my goodness, that was close. He was 2 HP. He almost killed himself. That is a brave boy.
Okay, so we've got 7 minutes left, and LEGO finally managed to get off of last, but now they need to get off of second, and they have a huge Uber advantage. Do you think they're finally going to stop pushing?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for a big door, which is pretty decent because you can see pretty much anybody that's going to jump towards you. The problem is as you can see, Drac is able to get too much onto Condom. That is actually really poor because there was 3 players around him that could have really killed him before that.
And Stark's behind.
Yeah, and it's such an early force as well that they can't even use the remaining Uber to do anything else with it. And as you mentioned, Stark is behind. So what we'll probably end up finding is that maybe LEGO will start pushing into second like they already are, and Stark may just already start the back cap, but Zen is actually on mid as well, but Stark opts to go all the way around to choke, and he's there for the fight. Condon gets popped into the air like a pinata, and everybody just takes a good old whack with him.
Phil caught out in big door there. Scouts finish him off after another dominant fight from nameLess. Big wipe there. Soldiers and Scouts all going ham, cleaning up the LEGO boys, and they're going to recap mid. 6 minutes remaining now. Sorex, the only one forward. He's trying to see who's coming. Drac's going to be the first person he sees. He's just going to run away all the way back to last. And nameLess should be getting a free second from this, unless Sorex comes out to contest again.
Yeah, that was... it's all pretty much down to Drac's really, really early forced. I mean, he did a good job of, I guess, staying alive, but LEGO did a bad job of missing and allowing him to get such an early force. That was like really, really critical and has completely sort of thrown the large advantage that LEGO previously have. nameLess are just going to be Ubering from Riverside. Condom has been popped up in the air. He's only on 26 HP, and Captain does get him with a final rocket as well, so there's no heals on the side of LEGO as Raymond does get out as well. So now they're going to have hopefully a healthy advantage, but Sorex is sitting on Raymond's face and takes him out with some meat shots.
He's still alive. He's in this behind area. They know he's there. Stark is looking for him. His health's not too great. Spudd's trying to spam pipes onto him. Eventually Stark will pepper shot him down. Drac holding this top area all by himself. Zen and Izon should be looking to push into him. Not really going to be doing that. Josh going to jump Spudd. Spudd can't connect the big fat air pipe. Drac finally does go down to Zen. Slowly capping out the second. It does look like LEGO will be taking it. And nameLess not really there to contest them. They're just going to hold their choke and hold their ground. again.
Yeah, it's to me, it's the only thing that I'm a little bit suspect of is how they took so long to push out with Lego. But Josh, again, he's going really, really far forward. Izon is able to clean up Captain. Stark gets a trade on him as well. So at the moment, it's just 2 down a piece. Zen's able to take out Haffical. Drak is sitting on the point now as well. He's trying to fly away like the birdie that he is, but unfortunately he gets taken out by Sorex because he realizes that he's not a seagull. He's not the world-class roamer that he is.
Okay, so Lego have actually been pushing now. They're coming through big door. They've got a big Uber advantage. They're already on second. Actually, Phil Sticky Snipes captain. They're in a really good position now.
They really just should be. I mean, there's only players. There's no players behind. I don't know why they're so scared. They've lost their pocket. They have an advantage. They should really just be pushing last because they've got 3 minutes 50 seconds now.
Alright, let's see. Huffy is going to be on the pyro. He's going to try and stop this Uber. Air Blast 1, Air Blast 2. Oh my god, he's knocking them all the way. They have no effect. He's going to get Ubered now. He's denied this entire Uber. Dr. Phil's going to try and get something going. Just knocked into Secret. Huffy kills Condom. Just air blast him all the way inside. Dr. Phil's going to get finished off by Spudd there. Huffy's still pushing out, trying to take on Izon, but he's going to get finished off. But Phil and Condom down. That's pretty much the last push. Deaderino for Lego, unless Josh and Zen are going to try something. It looks like they want to go for some kind of force play. Josh jumps right onto the point along with Zen, but they both get denied. Spudd's double dunks, too powerful. Sorex does manage to find a frag, actually, and another along with Izon. They're focusing down Spudd, but Captain's going to get the damage onto him and get the frag.
Yeah, that's very, very unfortunate. It looks like they were going to be turning that around, but the only fortunate thing is that they are going to have like a minor advantage of around about 15 to 20%, so it's not all lost. I mean, it's 3 minutes remaining. They can cap 2 times, but they literally have to do it when they get Uber, and they have to just go in, Uber, pretty much cap. If they take any longer than that, it's going to be disastrous. And the problem is that Haffical's back on Pyro. He completely roasted them, like literally, as a Pyro the last push that they tried. So they really do have to start getting some sort of formation on these last pushes, because they're not even killing Spudd either. And like he's like the final boss. It's like they struggle with one now, and they still can't kill Spudd. I don't think he's died on like the initial Ubers to last at all this game.
What's happened to their Uber advantage? It's dead even.
I believe that is called beefing it, but not being aware of beefing it.
They've been trying to build it really hard. They're going to come up to Uber now, but both teams have it at the same time. Josh's bomb completely denied there as the Uber is used. nameLess haven't even had to use theirs there. Lego trying to get on the point as Raymond finally pops it up. But Lego have managed to do nothing as their Uber for nameLess is so much better. They're just going to force all the Lego players out. Sorex was the only one to find a frag onto Drak. He's going to try and run in right now from under the point, but he's taken a lot of damage. Eisland's trying to come in with Josh. Drak does end up going down to Sorex, Zen spamming from main, but Lego couldn't really get anything there in the end. Spudd spamming the damage onto them, but this should be another one as Stark picks off Sorex to end this up.
Yeah, Lego are just sort of being really passive in Riverside. I guess it's just because obviously, you know, they don't have an Uber, but there's 1 minute, well there was 1 minute 50 when they started this more passive hold. They haven't got the time to do this. If they don't do it now in like the next, like what, 15 seconds, then they're not going to be able to get it at all.
The time is now. You have to do it. Like, they're going to get Uber before you. I guess they don't know that. They want to like make sure they 100% have this Uber, but there won't be enough time for another round. It's like not the best play. They need to just sort of big dick it now. We're going to have Zen try and go in first one, but he's just going to get taken down by Spudd Stickies. Josh, number 2, just gets airshot for his troubles. Captain with a second direct to finish him off. Sorex underneath does pick off Stark, but Dr. Phil's goes down to Huffical. Both Ubers used by the teams now, and it's much better for nameLess. They're just swarming all around Izon. The moment this Uber ends, it's not going to work out well for him. One rocket to juggle him. Condom surfs that all the way back, but he's going to get chased. Huffy's going to finish him off, and Izon goes down to Drak, and that's probably map 1, Dunzarino.
Yeah, there's unfortunately they don't have TCM Gaming's bite on their team, so even if they did catch or get that first round, they still had to do the impossible that only Ahmed Fanza can. And he doesn't even play TF2 anymore because he's an Overwatch sellout. But yeah, that was that again. I think that's what I want to say. Maybe the 3rd, 4th push, 5th, 6th. What feels like the 12th push that they failed on last, and they just seem to have no structure. When it was Perilous versus nameLess, like Perilous did like a really good job of addressing the issue of Spudd defending on last, where I think it was just Thalash that just went underwater and just literally just tried to get onto him straight away. And that's always like the best thing, because as I was mentioning, if you just suicide for the stickies, that does nothing because the demo's still alive. And you know, it's not the fact that the stickies are there, it's just the fact that that demo is still alive and able to pound you with stickies, and he's using the loose cannon as well. So you've got 2 issues to address with. and Lego just weren't really addressing them at all. Like that last push, they just had Zen go in and just suicide for the point for whatever reason. I mean, there was the heavy there anyway, which is only just there because of the fact that it's just wasting down the time. But all the other pushes, they just need to get someone on Spudd, and that was it. If you take out Spudd on that last, it just makes your life a lot easier. All the other players are going to be forced to get onto the last point as well, but yeah, they didn't do that.
It was really unfortunate because in the first round it was really fast paced. Lego was keeping it really competitive. They had some great moments like just Ubering both scouts through choke and pushing onto middle. Stuff like that was really good. They had first middle, great aggression, really good coordination. And then the moment it came to that like stoplight of the typical nameless second hold, they just sort of from there they didn't really quite know what to do. They were getting just slowly choked out, pushed onto their last. They could never push out. And then when they got onto nameless last for like the whole map, they couldn't really make anything of it happen.
Yeah, Sorex is sitting on a fat 30 frags this game, so he, to be honest, he was really, really good. He was amazing. Really did sort of bring the pain, I would say. Captain as well played very, very well. Spudd is on like a 20 kill, 8 deaths, and Raymond as well, 5 kills, 8 deaths. So Spudd was actually really, really good. I mean, he didn't have any. He did have like a few sort of glorious pipes every so often, but there were sort of like. He was just incredibly solid, and that was sort of one of the things that I felt he struggled with when he was in Perilous himself, where quite a few games he sort of tried to do too much. They would lead with him in some Ubers quite a bit, but he would just sort of be invisible sometimes. But now he's just sort of being very defensive. He's valuing his life a lot more, and he's sort of playing to his strengths and just making sure that he's able to get the damn out when it's needed. I mean, he doesn't have like the best DPM, but it won't really matter at the end of the day because your team won. And I guess they sort of do prefer to play around Captain a lot more because he's sitting on a fat 300 DPM. But yeah, regardless, it was a very, very good game from nameLess. I'm kind of disappointed with Lego because there was just many pushes that just seemed incredibly out of character from them, I feel.
Just slowly as the map went on, I feel like the energy kind of got drained out of them. It'll be really interesting to see like how it goes into Viaduct, because it's going to be a complete like change in how you have to be after playing like a slow game. You've got time to think, all that stuff. You're just getting slowly bleeding out, and now it's like constant go. The moment you spawn, you've got to be doing something. You have to be proactive on this map to win. It's going to be completely different to that last map. I really wonder how it will shake up both teams.
Yeah, it's this map is now going to be kind of dangerous for Lego, I feel, because they're not going to have the momentum with them anymore, which is why I would have preferred that this map would have been the first one, because then it would have probably had a better chance on Gully Wash. So now that they have not got the morale, the high morale stance that they could have had, this is going to be bringing Viaduct in a little bit more of a questionable state for me, because Drac and Captain have been working really, really well as a combo. Like, Drac has literally been incredibly silent on this team, not in terms of like performance, but he's just been incredibly solid and very, very disciplined. I mean, you sort of mentioned a few times about how he just holds lower. Most soldiers at the end would just probably get bored and try and do something or try and go in and force. And they don't utilize him that way. They just utilize him as like an anchor. Like, they know that they have a stable flank, so they don't really have anything to worry about. They've got a little bit more confidence on it. Yesterday, even against Crowns, there was just like this moment when he was just watching his drop down for what seemed like forever and just waited for Buttnose to pop out, which he did. It's just discipline, and like having such a strong flank is really, really good. I think with this combo of Drac and Captain, it's going to be quite difficult for Lego, I feel, because their timed aggression is also really good as well.
Yeah, especially just for Captain, like, to know like his flank isn't something, if he wants to play aggressive, he can right now. The chances of like a scout popping up out of nowhere are pretty low, and if he does, it's probably like he can see it early on, because it's not going to be coming from the flank because Drac's on it. If not, Stark's already like making a play, and that makes room for Drac to like bomb in as well. And even when he's watching it, you can always tell, it's be like, oh, yo, Stark, there's like literally no one here. You can just come behind and, do your thing. Just opens up the team really well. He's like the glue,
Yeah, he is. He's like glue or another white pasty substance.
Yeah, it's sticky.
Yeah. But anyway, I think this might be the kind of map where you might see a long enduring sniper joust, but that's okay for this map because there's only 1 point, so there shouldn't be many stalemates. However, I do feel like that it might end up being sort of like a bit of a route. David wants me to have a look at logs. For God's sake. David, you're just bringing up numbers, and you know that I'm artistic and I can't really understand all these, but he just made me look at them anyway.
You forget the amount of like maths and physics people there are in TF2.
Yeah.
They love these numbers, man. It's their thing.
But there's like, I don't know, there's Spudd with a plus upside down 9. Like, I don't understand what that means to me. I can't decipher this. It might as well just be in like Egyptian hieroglyphics. Can you bring up like what's the percentage? The percentage one's like a lot easier. Oh, that one. There we go. That's tasty.
Oh, that one's nice.
Yeah, I like that one. That one sort of paints the picture perfectly of how the map went. And it did sort of go incredibly in nameless's favour on quite a few times. And I think this is more of indicative of the fact that LEGO had so many pushes where it just didn't go their way. And then they just ended up being pushed straight back to their last. I mean, they've had so many attempts on the last push and it never worked out for them. Even on nameless's last, they just never converted any frags into actual cap time. So yeah, overall it was quite poor. I mean, they have 0 conversion rate of capping last.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Well, that's obvious because it was a 2-0. Luckily we've got the statistics to back up that fact. Good.
Otherwise,
that's just what we need.
It'd be like the game never happened.
Yeah. But as I was saying onto this current map, before David rudely interrupted me to try and live on the previous map, which we've just watched. Yeah, sniper versus sniper will be quite interesting. I'd imagine there'll be Izon and maybe Zen switching into scout. I don't know if anybody on nameless would want to pick up the sniper role straight at the beginning. Maybe Stark would, but I think they're more of like they're happy to run sort of like the default setup, I feel.
One thing I'd like to address from the last map that I was noticing is I think Josh is like 3 seconds ahead of his team. Like, if he wanted to do the plays that he did, but if he like waited a little bit, he'd have someone backing him up, and I feel like he'd have a lot more success.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. There was many times when he did sort of go in a little bit too deep. Yeah, as we were saying, like maybe just like a couple of seconds ahead of his team, but it's just like a case of not checking to see if everybody's ready. But I also kind of feel that they kind of did this upon themselves because there were just too many like pushes on last that just went too poorly with no structure. So they're always playing from behind, and then as soon as like the game went on, they were playing from behind and with like a massive time deficit on your hand, and having that sort of pressure and to try and force the issue as well is just something that's just going to end in tears, to be honest. It's not a good situation for anyone to be in, but you just need to like keep your cool and just try not to get into that situation in the first place. Like the amount of times that they had attempts at last pushes, like they should have never have been 2-0 down with just like a minute to go and trying to sort of desperately trying to mount something for last. It could have been avoided in general.
You need a greater assertion from LEGO, is that what you're trying to say?
I think so, yeah, but I think it's also, I just don't think that they really had any sort of preparation onto dealing with loss or identifying what the problem was. Again, I don't want to keep referring back to it, but Nameless and Perilous on this map, Perilous were, they had like a couple of really bad last pushes. They identified what the problem was and they dealt with it, and then they started to cap like rounds in quick succession, and that's what you need to be able to do. You need to find out what that is causing your team a problem and make sure you deal with it correctly. But we are starting once again onto my favourite map, which is Viaduct, and there is no sniper from both teams. Haffical is spy checking for that anyway.
Of course he is, he always does. I'm going to watch Spudd on this here first middle. He looks to be going towards the cliff side, trying to get his early sticky. Sorex quite forward along with Huffy Cool as well. Dr. Phil's playing on this far left side. Every team really doing anything now. Both Solly's going to be raining in. Drak gets straight in onto Condom. Slams him. Drak, he does lose his life to Sorex, however. LEGO trying to come across the point, but their health is not looking too strong. The scouts want to get some heals and move up right now. Sorex just pushes across, gets a pick onto Haffy. Stark takes down Josh, and Nameless are actually just starting to back up slowly. They want to deal with Sorex. They have the health and the numbers. LEGO really spread out. Dr. Phil and Josh trying to meet on the point. Captain's going to try and meet them, but they eventually run away. I think Nameless will be looking to start capping now.
Is this a pause?
Oh, I think so. Yep.
So this is actually going to be quite an interesting scenario, and credit to nameLess on just getting back, because they know that nobody on Lego is actually going to be able to cap the point, because they have like a massive heal advantage and everything. So it's pretty well played based on that, because they're not losing any time or anything at all. Apparently the pause is because Condom is 400 ping. That's what you get for living in Iceland, idiot.
And they have 2 cables.
Exactly.
That give them the whole internet. Like if one of them dies, that's it.
Hafikle's using the other one.
Yeah.
And probably like someone's nan, like near a volcano, is probably using the one that Condom's currently using. But yeah, this is. I mean, I would like to see Lego just go balls deep now and just trying to get onto nameLess and get onto Raymond, because they haven't capped, so they're not going to be losing any time at all. And by doing it now, they really are going to be minimizing the overall time that nameLess actually have on the point. So it'd be interesting to see if they actually do that, but you never know, they might just sort of pussy out and
they might just go the old-fashioned way, just get the scout build in and then go for suicides. Just take too long.
Yeah, everybody's suggesting that I'm salty because England lost to Iceland. It was like, well, I tell you what, if your team ever loses to Iceland, you'll understand.
A lot of teams drew with Iceland, so they'll never understand.
Exactly. I do know what it's like to sort of have all these people in your team that are actually good, but then they suck when they play for England, huh? But anyway, it's going to be quite interesting to see how Lego sort of address this. Interestingly, they've not gone for any sniper swaps just yet. Check Mumble. Oh, they're swapping medic.
Oh shit.
They're getting butt nose in.
Whoa.
God knows this is going to be.
What an upgrade.
This is like quite a controversial feat, though. This is sort of like, I mean, how long? Surely they have like 10 minutes to wait, don't they? Now, I'm not exactly the master of telling the time. I just go by the sundial that's in my room, and the sun has moved like exactly no inches. So this is I'm surely they have enough time to maybe wait it out, but maybe Condom's been in this situation before and understands that his next door neighbour is just not going to stop wanking. It's just going to still watch porn into like the early hours of the Icelandic morning, so there's just no hope for it. And they have to get the god noses. Now, Buttnose is like the jack of all trades kind of guy. You know, he's played medic, he's played everything. I've even heard that he can play the xylophone. So whether or not this is going to be like how this is going to rock him, I have no idea. I mean, Condom does contribute to the calls, but can't call this.
How do you think he'll fit with Josh?
Well, he's going to have to fit with him, isn't he?
Yeah, but do you, like, compared to Condom, do you think he's going to enable him to play a bit better, or do you think he's going to?
Oh no!
Do you think they're not going to fit?
I don't think it will really matter to Josh anyway. Like, he just needs to make sure that he chills out a little bit more and just plays to what he does. He's a good soldier, and he just needs to make sure that it doesn't get too hot-headed and pressurized with the time. But again, when you're a main caller, that's what happens. You have to sort of like deal with the repercussions of any decisions that you make. So yeah, it's
Alright, so we've talked about like what Lego should try and do right now, and we've essentially gathered it's kill Raymond now. Oh, it doesn't matter. On pause is going off, so I guess let's see if you're right, they try and kill Raymond now. Phil is trying to spam a stick, easy scouts are with him, but they're not really going too far forward. I think they're gonna wait it out.
Where's the 400 ping Condom, huh?
Yeah.
I don't see any of this.
It's 90 seconds
around.
in the future. Jack tries to get onto Zen in the right side, but it's going to come of nothing. They must have just taken down this clock. We do have someone going in, but Captain's going to slam him down. Stark finishes him off, and Lego probably Ripperino for that. Spudd spamming these pipes across. Dr. Phil's catching some of them. And Zen also is going down on the flank. It's completely wide open for Lego now. They need to retreat, tail between legs. This point belongs to nameLess.
Yeah, it's a very shut down attempt from Captain. He literally saw that beautiful Irish leprechaun flying through the air, and he literally shunned him out, just like the leprechauns are, because they are all make-believe. Dr. Phil is caught behind a nipple He's just trying to sort of get his way around it, but it's ultimately leading up to nothing. And this is going to be possibly quite an awkward fight, as they do get an early pop on nameLess, so this is pretty good. Condom.
Oh, there's Condom's 400 ping. He does manage to use. He's just staring at Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil somehow doesn't go down in all of this anarchy. Captain's just jumping around like crazy, trying to get off as much damage as possible. Izon does finish him off in the end, though. Sorex going down to some sticky snipes from Spudd. Drac picking off a Zen. And 400 ping Condom is trying his best here, skating around like crazy. Buttnose has now joined Team Red. 12 players for Lego. And I think it's probably somewhere around here where the pause happened.
That is, to be honest, that is like Formula 1 tyre change stuff. That is, they wasted no time with that.
So efficient.
Yeah, that was like, guys, I'm lagging. Buttnose, get in here. And it's like Buttnose is always on point to Merc.
He's always ready. Alright,
yeah, David's
David's
rejoining the server, so it won't be too long.
Captain does bomb in, and that pushes Lego off, so nothing too interesting is happening, or you can't see. Don't worry, viewers. They're just sort of, waiting behind the rock for the right opportune moment to come across.
Oh my god, it's a beautiful quad air shot by Captain. What is this? 5 rockets? How has he done this? His rockets are on fire and shooting out critical hits. This is madness. But there is actually a new trade, by the way, by Raymond and Dr. Phil. I don't know if you actually saw that, guys, but I think David was looking at a wall, so he might have missed it. But Dr. Phil is in sort of like this awkward position. Raymond is sort of healing nobody, but it doesn't really matter as Spudd has been launched. Oh my goodness gracious me.
What a surf.
That is, oh my goodness, he is Kelly Slater. That is a surf of the season. We need to make that an award because that was pure filth. Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. Josh slamming Happy Cool there, trying to be too far forward. Zen gets taken off. Drac has no HP. He's going to go down. And nameLess are going to be backing off. Although they are around this cliff, they're not going to go completely out of the fight. 2 minutes 40 to recap. That's a large amount of time. Spudd, after that surf, they can trust in him. They'll just wait for their main man to spawn up. He'll come deal 500 damage and live like he just did last time.
I kind of feel like maybe Spudd, whilst he was in the air, Raymond was like, how are you? And Spudd was like, no, I've got this.
We do have Izon on Sniper now, looking at the cliff. He's going to try and line up his shot. Captain's going to be the first peak, but they do actually end up using their Uber. So Captain's going to try and get right into this, onto Buttnose, knocks him down really low. Let's see what he tries to follow up the Uber with. He's going to try and go behind. Meanwhile, Zen and Drac fighting on the flank here. Buttnose is going to get taken down by Captain, finally coming from behind. Dr. Phil finishes him off, but Happy just jumps across the point. He's getting onto Dr. Phil, juggles him in the air. Izon headshots Drac while this is going down, then Happy just runs behind, stands behind Izon, finishes him off, and takes down Dr. Phil with his pistol. Full wipe for Lego, and nameLess are going to be recapping it, only 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is, I feel, going to be possibly the throwaway round for Lego, as they've had to, get a sub out on their medic, so it's going to probably rock them quite a bit. I'm more surprised that it didn't actually use a bit of the pause time to sort of go over things with Buttnose, but they've opted not to. Josh just tries to go in suicide to try and get an Uber out of Raymond, who does not have the Uber yet. So now this is just going to be the occasion where everybody on Lego just goes into the meat grinder and are like, oh, I don't want to live anymore. Kill me now and just go into the next round. So it's 1-0 up to nameLess on what I'd imagine was Lego's map.
Yes, this was Lego's map. If the last one was nameLess's, which is we established it was. So, round number 2 of Viaduct, map 2 in the upper bracket final. Spudd's going to be playing Cliff. Again, we had a beautiful double soldier bomb last middle. Let's see if that happens again. Sorex tries to run straight across the point, but it doesn't quite happen for him. Dr. Phil's trying to deny some area, but we do have the Drac and Captain bomb coming in now, trying to deal as much damage as possible. Phil's going to be the first casualty of that. Have a counter bomb from Josh trying to come out, but he's going to get focused by Stark and finished off. Izon and Buttnose are going to be trying to make their way out, but it's not looking good for him. Buttnose gets catched by splash damage. Does pick off Spudd. That's not the worst thing in the world, but eventually Captain will finish him off.
We have to call that like the Dracton soldier jump, because that was, they do it quite a bit and they do it incredibly well. The timing on it is pretty much perfect, because they don't go in sort of like at the exact same time, because that's a bit crap, because one of your soldiers could just pop somebody up and completely miss the rockets from the other, but they just like time it one after the other and then that's it. They are getting a force on Raymond, and they actually do a really, really good job on nameLess, because they realise that quite a few these players have overextended out. They are unlucky to not get Buttnose, who is actually just on 58 HP, so that could have been really, really dodgy from Lego, but props to nameLess, because they just saw that they had eyes on the medic and were just like, okay, let's just actually take the Uber into them. We don't need to sort of worry about being forced early because the medic's right there, but they weren't able to convert it, but never mind.
Zen is behind it, and this causes some pressure for nameLess. They don't really want to commit too far forward, as he does come in and catches Raymond. Stark down as well. And I mean, oh no, kill feed suck, dude. Spudd gonna get taken down by Sorex there. Both Slows trying to go in for the bomb. They do pick up Plot Node. That's pretty big for them, but they should be getting taken down in the end. Happy and Stark, though, actually just gonna clean it up. Okay.
Yep, rip that. I think I would like to see a sniper from Lego, to be honest. At this point, it's approaching like the area where they really need to slow down the pace or just change the pace of the game, because at the moment it kind of feels like that nameLess are completely dictating it. They're able to completely transfer any sort of aggression that Lego are throwing at them, and a sniper is a perfect way of just sort of completely upset what nameLess are sort of, you know, the formation that they are running. Josh is just sort of sitting on top of the rock on the left, which so it's a good position for them at the start. The Ubers are pretty much equal, but I would like to just see them, well, they're now doing it now, they're just teasing the point, getting time on it, forcing a cap, and seeing if any of nameLess will actually try and overextend and meet them. Sorex is like absolutely insane, that is nutty, he just literally runs over the point and just takes Captain out of it. This is the sort of aggression that they really need to have more of. Just someone just going balls deep and taking them out of the game.
Yeah, Spudd's trying it himself, trying to get onto Botnose, but he's going to get juggled by both scouts. Stark's going to try and avenge him, gets onto Botnose, gets the force. That's something. Huffycool's still in, they're going to get caught out. Eisen's finishing him. The rest of the nameLess boys are going to try and get out of here ASAP. No one going for that chase.
Yeah, that was really, really good from Botnose. That was really close though. Like my butt was well and firmly, completely clenched it. Yeah. Yeah, it almost broke my chair with how clenched it was, but he was able to dodge, got the Uber, so was able to turn it around. It's equal Ubers pretty much again, so I don't know if nameLess will just sort of trying to do what Lego did and just sort of try and tease the point, but it's Captain and Drac, it's the Draktin, they're going around the flank, apart. Oh dear,
yeah, that was,
the Draktin did not work.
That was a complete fail, as Dr. Phil's going down to Huffycool. That's something for nameLess, it's the beginning of their aggression. We do have Josh trying to come in though, he gets finished off by Huffy. That was Zen, excuse me. Josh is here on the right side from his perspective, trying to take down Spudd. Spudd and Huffycool, most health, most forward players, do finish off Sorex, kind of forward, but they're going to have to start backing up now. They're on to Raymond, but they're keeping him so safe. Josh and Stark having a little battle here, but Stark's going to force him away, and Lego, after just going down one by one, nameLess can reclaim this point.
It was a good hold attempt from Lego, but I don't know, it just seemed to be a bit too suspect in quite a few areas, to be honest. There were quite a few mistakes where people were just sort of too overly aggressive. When they took out both the soldiers, they just need to really just slow it down completely. They just go back into like a very tight formation. You're not going to get bombed by anything. All you have to worry about is the demo and 2 scouts, and it will make it a lot better. But now they're going to retry and take the point once again. Oh,
Botnose is actually going to get forced. It's really unfortunate for Lego. They've got to make something for it. Dr. Phil is going to do that, take down both the scouts. Uber going to be used on Raymond. Spudd juggled in mid-air. This is looking pretty good for Lego now. They just need to capitalize fully off of this. They're getting all the time on the point. They're forcing nameLess back. They have 2 down, so they can't contest too easily right now. And actually, Drax going to get caught out there by, what's his name? The scout. Sorex gets him to the dead zone. Even Ubers, nameLess should be looking to reclaim this the moment that they get Drac back into the fold.
Yeah, there's a minute left, and the Ubers are equal again. nameLess are being very ballsy at the moment. They're not going to be waiting around for any Uber. They're just going to go for the equal trade. It looks like Drac and Captain are on the concrete, and it is the Draktin bomb as they both try and go in. Josh gets slammed. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And nameLess are just sort of like all over the point completely. Sorex does take Drac as a trade. I would really like to see Lego now just try and go for this, because everybody on nameLess, if they die, are going to have longer spawns, and there's not that much time between us, so it's really going to be an advantageous situation, as it looks like they just do that.
Yeah, Captain takes the Uber right, runs it right in. Dr. Phil's going to get used on him. Captain knows he can't do anything, he's just going to try and get behind players focusing him, and now Stark versus Josh in the flank. They do end up trading. However, the numbers advantage is in nameLess's favor, and they're the ones holding the point. Dr. Phil tries to come across, catches the pipe from Spudd, but pipes Drac, and then Zen's going to finish him off with the body shot. Huffycool's trying to fight Eizon right now, keep him away from his medic, and he manages to do that. But it's going to be Lego holding this point out in the end. We're coming down to the final seconds for both teams.
Yeah, that was... I kind of feel like that going back for Captain sort of baited... I think it was Sorex and Josh, who was in... what was it called? Connectors. No, it's lunchbox, that's what I call it. Yeah, they kind of just baited him for that. They don't have to worry about Captain, just go forward, secure the point, and then deal with him. Both Drac and Captain bombing on concrete, and they just take out Josh both together. They've completely lost control of the flank now, so they have no flank presence.
Captain finally touches it, triggers the overtime that they need, and they start getting the frags, focusing everyone down. Dr. Phil, so low, so close to the point. Eisen gets finished off as well. Alright, 10 seconds left. Can Lego do it? They've only got one player in the mix right now. Sorik's trying to do as much as possible. He's going to get focused down. 3, 2, 1. No one there to contest.
Yeah, that's, to be honest, nameLess played that so perfectly. I mean, just literally just destroying the flank straight away. Stark then joins them, like with that opening, and then everybody from Lego is just literally forced to be sitting under their cliff, and that is it. And with a sniper as well, when your whole flank is just destroyed and you've got nothing there, you can't do anything. Zen was watching the flank as a sniper, so he wasn't able to do what he needed to do at the front.
If Lego need to turn around, if Lego can turn around, they need to do it here. The third middle is where they could begin it all or get destroyed. We do have the double solly bomb coming in again, destroying them all over. Spud trying to deal as much damage as possible. Huge connections there onto Zen. What the fuck, dude? That was...
What?
I've lost
was
emotion.
That it? Was that... Did
Thanks,
that pipe
David.
happen?
That was... Wow. Just...
I need to re-watch this. I don't believe that was it.
I can't comprehend what I just... That, like, came all the way up and then all the way down. It was art. That's what that was. That was crazy.
I don't think that was it. I don't think that was the pipe. I watched it back. I think it might have been a roller.
Uh-oh. That pipe was still dope.
Yeah, it was still a pipe. We don't... You know, we don't want to ruin the magic, do we?
Alright, Spud's got an Uber. Let's see if he can do any more magic. Runs right into the enemy team. Butner's going to get forced out, half HP. So Dr. Phil's going to take this chance to move forward, try and deal as much damage as possible. He's cutting Raymond off here, but Raymond takes 0 damage, joins the rest of his team, dishing out all of the heals, all the frags happening. Happy and Drac managed to take down Phil and Isaac. They need to focus Sorex around there, who just took their medic down. Now they're going to focus on recapping. Butner's does need to stay alive though, but he still wants to try and meet up with his team. Almost runs right into Drac. It's getting so low. Can he find it? Yeah, it jumps right into Stark's meat shot there. And nameLess should be winning this fight.
Yeah, that is the impossible situation. There's not really much that they can do there. However, they haven't got any time at the point, and now I'd really like to just see everybody from Lego to just try and contest it a little bit more, but they just give up. Never mind. But it's really, really difficult in that situation. I kind of... Buttoners was never going to be able to get out, which is unfortunate. I kind of feel like that the players in Lego could have been a bit better position to deal with the impending doom. Like maybe just park Butnose into the house and that was it, but yeah, there's no right or wrong in that situation. It's just very unlucky. Captain is the one that tries to go aggressive onto the nipple, catches out Dr. Phil, who then gets caught out in the middle of nowhere and gets taken down as well. Stark gets traded as a fact of that, and now it's just this very, very slow area where it looks like Lego are just going to retake the point again.
Each round has been closer than the last. nameLess had a pretty dominant first start, but last time they kept the clocks really close, went down to the wire. This time it's both, around 2 minutes for both teams. It does look like Lego seem to be improving throughout the map, but is it going to be good enough as they're going to be coming with the Uber disadvantage, coming close to it now to the even Ubers. Not really had too much success on holding it for like really long amounts of time after they recapped the point though.
Yeah, this is but I don't know if well, nameLess literally didn't see how much of an advantage they had because it was quite big, but they trade Ubers. Captain's now going behind to see if he can be a little rapscallion that he is. Josh tries to do a skip jump, but unfortunately he hasn't completed jump beef, so isn't able to finish that. Captain just comes in from behind, does quite a bit of damage, but isn't able to get any more frags than that, which is a bit unfortunate, as quite a few of the players are weak. Hafikul takes out Zen, Stark takes out Eisen, and it's just Sorex and Josh versus the 4 players on nameLess.
Stark and Haffy are so fucking good, man. It's ridiculous. Like, if Drac and Captain can't do it, they usually come up themselves. Like, right at the end of the fight, they always got full health, and then just tag someone. They, like, call someone out, pretty much, it feels like. Just shoot him, and then they both meat shot him, and they die. It's just crazy.
So this is becoming, these are performances that make me more confident when I-58 comes around. Dr. Phil takes out Captain really, really quickly. Drac gets taken out as well. So now it's just 2 players down. Well, sorry, 3 players now as Sorex takes out Hafikul. So this is looking really good for Lego. I would now like to see them do a forward hold. Like, they have to get around. You might as well go balls deep or just go home. Go huge or go home.
Yeah, they're 2 rounds down. Why not try something new? Obviously, the past stuff wasn't working.
Yeah, because at the moment this is just going to be playing into Drac and Captain's hand. Like, they've been so successful with their double bombs, and it's just going to happen again. It's Uber versus Uber. Captain does get, Raymond does get Ubered early, Butnos now responds with an Uber from himself, and Drac has already taken out Zen, so they're a player down at the start, and that's going to be quite a long spawn for them. Sorix gets taken down, and this is not looking good for LEGO at all, as they take a very, very defensive position on this.
Drag catching out Phil there, some clean rockets, juggles him right into the rock. He manages to finish off that frag on the tail end of that fight. Scouts obviously peppering for all the damage. It seems to be, it's like a script. The Uber captain goes behind, and then Scouts and Drag clean up. If Drag doesn't stay alive, just the Scouts. He'll be jumping in right now, gets onto Josh. Nice play for him, he's continuing, it's his third kill. Zen tries to jump into him, but he's going to fight him off. Now Spudd might be getting caught out here. No, Captain manages to save his life. Izon does pick off Spudd in the end though. Dr. Phil and Izon across this point. Zen trying to get onto it, Captain jumping onto him and taking him down however, but it looks like LEGO are going to be winning this one. Capping out the point, nameLess going to answer back quickly. Happy Cool does run into all of their faces, but he can't really find anything. Getting knocked down pretty low. Izon's going to finish that kill. nameLess dying kind of one by one there. I think they need to take a second.
See, again, now they have a perfect opportunity to actually forward hold, but they're very reluctant to do so. This is going to be, again, this is kind of disappointing. Uber versus Uber again. It hasn't, the thing is that the trades haven't been absolutely flawless, and they haven't been completely getting wiped. It's just that nameLess were able to get like a few seconds at a point, and then it exchanges hands again, and that's not something you want. Captain gets Ubered, goes behind. It is Josh that is going to try and meet him in a 1v1 joust of the ages. Captain just jumps out, realises that he can't do anything, and just leaves the area. But now it's Drac that is just going to jump in on Butnos and Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil does get the health pack, which is incredibly fortunate. I don't know if he's ever going to finish him off. It doesn't look like it, so that might be the end of that.
Alright, nameLess need to cap it out.
Oh, what the hell?
On the point, 25 seconds, huge damage coming out now. Zen trying to get something, but Spudd's going to pipe him off. We have Dr. Phil on the point, Captain's going to jump in his face, misses the first splash rocket, gets the second, and he's going to finish him off. 13 seconds remaining, Izon's the next one, we have a new challenger approaching. He's going to wait for some backup. Zen waiting, taking his time, finally coming in for the double jump right now. Tries to get straight onto him, but Captain focuses him. His fourth kill. Sorix is the next one. He's just going to get killed by Stark. Drac jumps right on top of all of them. Butner's going to go down. Izon and Connector gets picked off by Happy Cool, and that's 3-0 dominant victory from nameLess off the back of a pretty dominant gully wash as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say it's completely dominant. I think it's just more of a very, very, very solid performance. Like, they never really overextended, did anything like wrong, and it's kind of difficult sometimes, like when you play a team that is just not making any mistakes, you yourself have to play perfectly, and it just wasn't happening for LEGO at the end of it all. I don't think it was anything sort of like amazingly bad that went wrong. I think it was just sort of just general coordination. I mean, Gullywash wasn't their map, this one was, and I guess maybe losing Condom is sort of like quite an important factor to that issue. But yeah, it's
Butner's managed to stay alive in a situation where Condom would have dropped, so I think it was more beneficial in the end.
Hey, interestingly, I don't know if we have the logs up, David.
Yes, we do.
But something that I was sort of going to mention during the cast anyway was how poor the soldiers were, and my goodness, they have got a poor showing. 5-13 and 4-16 on Josh and Zen respectively, which is not a KAD that you really expect or need from your soldiers. If you compare it to Drac and Captain, they've got solid DPM and they've still got a solid amount of kills, and it did kind of feel for me in many points that both Josh and Zen were kind of invisible. I mean, Josh got completely crushed on the flank on quite a few occasions, like when he was holding it when Zen was sniping, and yeah, it just seemed like in total Josh has had what I feel is a poor game for once. It's a very, I would say, rare thing. He's normally a very solid player, but I guess it's just not happened. And don't they get a second chance? Don't they get moved to like a lower bracket?
Is this double them? I have no idea.
I think it is, yeah. So
they
do get another chance, so they'll face the loser of Perilous and Happy Farmers.
So they're going to play Happy Farmers.
Whoa! Hold your horses there, mister. No, you never know. This is TF2, an upset can happen. Exactly. Raymond literally died twice, and that's like insane. And I did think it was... I did think it was kind of weird on Viaduct, yeah, but I did sort of, every time like LEGO had the point or recap the point, I was like, wait, why does nameLess have Uber again? Why are the Ubers equal again? And it's just, yeah, it just shows he just never died. He was able to like wiggle his way out of situations, but there wasn't sort of like a glaring moment, if I'm honest, where everybody on nameless kind of like got wiped. They always managed to exit with just like 2 or 3 people. It did seem like overall the games and the rounds were very close, and it does show that with the round times, but yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, the length of them were very, very long on quite a few areas. So yeah, it was pretty much promoted like almost the maximum amount of time that you can really hold it for. All midpoints or first caps went to nameless as well. There's quite a large kill difference between the two teams as well, considering it was that close, I feel.
I think it's just the scouts, Stark and Heffy, just picked off so many kills. I think one thing that sets nameless apart, like on a good day on Viaduct from a lot of other teams, is before the fight they just don't take splash damage. So like when it happens, they usually just have a health advantage, and if anyone wants to try anything from the other team, they're usually already getting hit by like rockets or chip damage from someone.
Yeah,
and just like little things like that, you know, the min-maxing before team fights.
I think going to that as well, Drak at the start, when he would go aggressive, he'd actually do it quite far behind their house, so he wasn't taking any unnecessary damage before he sort of launched and propelled his way in. David, can you bring us the, what is it, frag head-to-head things? I want to see who crushed the soldiers the most. Oh, Sorex gets like 7 kills onto Drak with no kills going in return. Stark 6-1 in Josh, Drak 6-2 in Zen. See, that's, you know, these are very, very unsurprising, like how dominant nameless were. Apart from Sorex, he was really the carry player for this game for Lego, I feel, across both maps. And it's just, I don't know, I kind of feel like their soldiers just didn't show up. We've got Spudd. He's sitting in the top channel, just sitting there wondering when he's going to be dragged in, and I'll drag him in now. David, don't drag him in. I want to do it. Hold on.
He
there you
actually
go.
moved him out. Hi, Spudd.
Hello.
So that was you won over 2 maps. Was it easier than what you expected? Were you expecting this sort of dominant performance or strong performance from your team over the 2 maps?
Well, to be honest, ever since Lego said that they didn't want to scrim us again because they found it boring, I kind of imagined that they'd put in some sort of, like, a lot of hard work to try and like completely counter some of our pushes and stuff like that. You know, like how dominant they were on Reckoner. What?
I said what pushes because it's a joke. Because
you did 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they were trying to break a lot of our holds, which still felt like they were really, really strong. And then Viaduct, it was just like, considering we lost so much on Viaduct, you know, since our performance at DreamHack Winter, we kind of found what was wrong, and we just acted on it. Like, we ironed out the creases that we had, and I was quite surprised to see Eyes On. He didn't play much sniper, where I feel like that's kind of like where he can shine the most on Viaduct. So it's kind of questionable why they didn't run it as much, because, you know, when he's on form, he's doing it, but maybe he didn't feel confident, and, you know, you kind of got to respect that. And also having the butt nose in as well, losing condoms, quite a massive feel for them. So I kind of feel bad on that. It is, yeah. I think he's a very, very core part of their team.
Yeah, I think mechanically Condom's like really, really good, especially with Uber exchanges and everything. But the thing is, you're trading like someone who plays medic as a main versus like a merc hero that plays pretty much everything and only a bit of medic from time to time. I mean, Buttnose isn't the worst person he could have picked up, but yeah, I would agree that it was a bit of a downgrade and possibly a shock. But even without Condom, they still took the game quite close on Viaduct. You know, there was only like just a matter of seconds in between the rounds. But when you picked up Raymond, like, it seems like you've had like a very, very good turning point of performance. What is it that Raymond brings to the team that caused Permzilla to step aside, apart from the Uber drops?
Like with all credit to Perm, he's not like the most confident medic. And since my move from Perilous to Nameless, like, that was one of the hardest things for me to adjust to, was playing with a new style of medic, because Koss will follow you to the end of the earth and he will like believe in you, but like the way that Nameless played, it was all about protecting Perm and keeping him alive. And now that's not so much of a, not hindrance, but like an issue. Like, Raymond can kind of, his survivability and his surfing is incredible. Like, his arrow mechanics are very, very good as well. And his comms are a lot clearer, and I think that was possibly something that Perm was lacking. It's just the kind of direction. I think that we needed, and I think we're getting better as as time goes on. And this is what our third time playing full roster, because I've been at work a lot recently, so we haven't really had that much time to train. So we've only had this will be the third night where we've played with Raymond, I believe. But yeah, he fits in perfectly. He's established himself as a very good medic even all those years ago when he played in Epsilon. But yeah, credit to him.
He only died twice on Viaduct. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You had a really close game, and with a lot of frags and fights happening, and he died twice.
I think it was just because of how, compared to Lego, when the fights exchanged, it would always seem like they got wiped on quite a few times, or maybe it was just a scout and a soldier alive. But compared to nameLess, you guys always seem to have, whenever the Lego would retake the point and a noob exchanged or whatever, you guys would just seem to back out with 3 players, at least one of those being Raymond every single time. So it was very surprising how quick it was for and how efficient it was for you guys to just sort of get everybody out and not lose any critical players. I mean, even on Gullywash yourself, you only died 8 times, so that's quite a very, very good thing. I mean, on Gullywash, you only sort of won by 2-0, and it was quite a good few last pushes. What was the atmosphere like overall in across both of the games?
Well, in the warm-ups, we were having a lot of over hype, I guess. A lot of energy went into it, and Cadis was just listening in because he was trying to pick out where our comms were going wrong for quite a lot of it. And he says that we're making panicked situations happen when it's the situation's actually completely under control, and he could just tell that we were getting stressed. So one of the things he's kind of tried to help us work on in PCWs and all that sort of stuff when he's been available is just get a good read of when you're winning the situation, and then just try and clear the comms and just reset, get reloaded, get heals, bring the comms down a little bit but stay alert. And I think that we did that pretty much flawlessly in Lego. There wasn't a lot of clutter with the comms. It felt very controlled for a large portion of it, and obviously as certain exchanges happen and it gets messy, you can do that. But I think that was one of the things we had to work on coming into this, and I think we did a very good job overall.
Do you think this success will continue throughout the rest of the playoffs? Do you feeling pretty confident for your next game?
Yeah, we've always played. At least it feels like we've always played our best in officials. I know that feels like a comment that always happens, but is always made rather. But yeah, I feel fully confident going into the upcoming fixtures. Sets us up nicely.
Who do you think you'll face? How do you think the brackets are going to go? As soon as we're doing double elim now, how huge is that?
Yeah, so because we've got I'm trying to think how it works. So because we've won, you've got Perilous and Happy Farmers to play, is it?
Yeah, you guys are still in the upper bracket.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll face the victors of Perilous and Happy Farmers,
and then they get knocked. Okay.
Yeah.
I reckon we'll play Perilous, and I think honestly it will come down to Happy Farmers there's quite a big gap in a lot of the ways that they play. There's a lot of holes, and I think Perilous are a good team and they can exploit that. I think it's going to come down to the maps against us and Perilous to see who can control the game overall. I don't know. Well, we played recently against Perilous, and Ast was just on point. And when he's on point, they're very, very good. But at LAN, he didn't have the biggest impact, it felt like, and you can kind of see. So it feels like it will come down to the scouts a lot in that team. The rest of the team's very, very strong, and the scouts are also incredibly strong. But I just feel like he's going to come out better on the day, and also what maps are actually played and picked. I think that's probably the biggest thing overall.
Do you think it'll be the same upper bracket final and grand final?
I'd like to think so. I'm fully confident that that's the way it's going to go. Right. It just honestly depends on who comes out better on the day. So it's going to be interesting to watch, definitely.
Do you think you're going to win this time, or do you think the ETF2L is going to get shut down? The man's going to come in.
Home. Yeah, I hope not.
It gets turned off for all the world.
Yeah, one of the security guards actually stopped me from going toilet because in that best of 5, he like as Sideshow was like, okay, we're packing up, we're going. I tried to run to the toilet, and the guy stopped me, and I was like, but I really need a poo,
Didn't you knock him
and
out?
he didn't let me, and I had to go all the way around. It was very very distressing.
No,
I had to hold it in.
Those security guards were like complete assholes. Like while we were deliberating on like what to do, should we split the pool, blah blah blah. Like one of them was like behind checking his watch. Like in 2 minutes they won't have a decision to make. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
DreamHack sucks.
I don't know. Like I like the LAN environment. I think the LAN environment's going to be incredible. So August is definitely going to be an interesting month.
Big I-58. How do you see yourself doing in that? You think you're gonna ride high in that one?
I'm very very excited. There's some like issues that we're kind of trying to work out with Nymphe about certain things, but I think
wonder what those are.
I wonder what those are. Yeah, I don't know. I really really enjoy LAN. Last year, I don't know if you can call it a LAN performance from Dogs, but I think it's going to be a world away from that, and it's going to be interesting to compete at the top against the Americans and the Australians. It's just going to be incredible. Really looking forward to it.
From losing to Saints to being in LAN Grand Finals, wouldn't that be a story?
Yeah, I said to Samira at DreamHack Winter was the first summer. Sorry, it was the first time I actually beat him on LAN. Because for
God, that's tragic.
I know he beat me at I-52, I-55, and then I kind of pulled it out at the summer. But we had a good laugh about that.
I'm out of questions, War. You?
I am also out of questions. So yeah, I guess that is pretty much all. Good game to Nameless for trouncing Lego 2-0 in the game. Do you have any shout outs, Spudd, before we depart and go offline?
Yeah, shout out to the Brit Mumble.
Why?
Why? Because they're my boys, all of them, and there'll be a lot of them. About
28.
28, yeah. So yeah, shout outs to those guys. And shout out to Cadus actually for putting in a lot of time trying to, critique my play and just make me overall better. It's always welcome, and yeah, so thanks for that.
Yeah. I'd like to give a shout out to me for being super cool.
Nice.
Thanks, and don't forget to follow my Twitter. Go to my website warhuryeah.gg. And that's it.
I'd like to shout out all charities. You should donate to charity. It's a good thing. And my boys Mike, Alfie, and Sweeney. See you on Saturday.
And that's it. I guess that's all. David, send us away.